everyone. So I've come to my accommodation and it's a four people mixed dorm bedroom with bunk beds. So it looks pretty great actually. The view from my window is amazing. I'm just gonna quickly change my clothes and head out and go for a stroll. I'm in London, yay! This video is more show than tell. Hence the cinematic. For anyone traveling solo to London, this video will go over where I stayed, what I wore, my budgets, and how to make your own unique itinerary. This is a mixed media vlog, hope you enjoy. I planned close to a month in advance. So for January, I started around December. I didn't know where to start. But then I remembered this was my first ever solo trip, not just of a lifetime, but my first trip to London. And I wanted to do myself justice. So I am going to ask you the big question now. Are you a vacationer or a traveler? You could be a bit of both even. The choice is yours. At the end of the day, this is your time, your travel. It is up to you what you make of it. But if you're traveling solo, my friends, then I highly recommend this is your time. This is your journey. You have nobody holding yourself back except you. Follow your intuition. Seek what seeks you. Day 1, I checked into the hostel 3 in the afternoon. Urbany being a co-ed hostel and my first time staying in one made my stay extremely comfortable. I even stayed there on 2 different occasions later and it was just as great. This tool is Google My Maps by Google and it made my traveling time in London easy and convenient. I could figure out where to go next and what places I have covered. I'm gonna ask you, what are your interests? Is it art? Is it trying different street food? Or is it hunting for vintage thrifted jackets? Write it all down on paper if it's easier for you. Next, do your research. Find these places. Find your best fit. Add it to the checklist on the left. And it all starts popping up on the map little by little. So as you travel to different locations, your map will also show you your other closest bookmark places that you can cover on the same day. Another thing to keep in mind is the closing time of places. Make sure you put things like gardens or markets earlier in the itinerary. Oui, I had food at Gordon's restaurant. It's something off my bucket list and I checked it off. I had the burger and the fries. What can I say? Definitely it's not Gordon behind the kitchen, but I would rate it a 6 out of 10 for the price. Day 1 rounded up with £8 for the design museum with my student card and £21 for the restaurant. Day 2, I covered Portobello Market, St. Dunstan's Church Garden, the Monument, Leadenhall Market, a surprise location, and Pizza Union. I was so exhausted from all the walking throughout the day that this girl had a whole ass pepperoni pizza to myself that night. Close to my accommodation was the famous Portobello Market. Portobello is a wonderful place to be if you are looking out for antiques, vintage cameras, world atlases, street food, you name it, and it's there. It's really a treasure trove. Speaking of treasures, Alice's on Portobello is a gem established back in 1887. When I went there, it had unique finds, antiques, things hanging from the ceiling. It was simply magical. It is this magic of traveling on your own accord reminded me yet again how I wouldn't be able to experience London like this just from the London Eye, but more so on the street nook corner from a shop that's more than a century old. Most importantly, do what feels special and unique to you. Being big on toys and storytelling, I wanted to visit Alice's. But if you're a rom com buff instead, go ahead and find that Notting Hill bookstore. Having quickly grabbed a kebab from Portobello Market, I then made my way to St. Dunstan's, secretly tucked away in the heart of the city. If you want a quick getaway from the hustle and bustle, this is the place to be. The monument is a 200-feet column commemorating the Great Fire of London with 311 steps in total. When I made it to the top, I was so proud of myself, and it was one thing off of my bucket list. For views which are not from the London Eye or the Sky Garden, I highly recommend. It did not disappoint. To all my Harry Potter fans, the next place we went to is the Leadenhall Market. Do you remember Diagon Alley where Harry and Hagrid go shopping for wands? Well, this is it. At the time I went to the market, it was already night and most of the stores were closed. Well, I recommend that you go in the morning and make sure you go to this little cake dessert shop. It is amazing. The best surprises happen when you least expect it. Having seen pictures of these bubble sculptures from the exhibition Evanescent on social media, I did not expect to come across it on my casual stroll in London after a long day. Day 3 was an exciting day because something was happening in London. It was Chinese New Year. I had to catch up with all the celebrations and events happening and started out with Chinatown. Visiting the Hamleys London has been a childhood dream, and today this dream got fulfilled along with 7 very full floors of toys. Then I went on and covered Soho, Carnaby Lane, attendant coffee roasters, Leicester, Trafalgar, and Piccadilly. Then in the night again, I went to see the celebrations in Chinatown one last time before I went to the subway. To end the day, I went to Canary Wharf. There was the Art Light exhibition happening at the time, and there were many installations, one being the world famous Gaia that made it all across social media. Seeing it in person was definitely a awe-striking feat because a larger than life size Earth floating casually in a waterbed, surrounded by skyscrapers and corporate buildings in the heart of London, is not something you see every day. These are all the meals that I had throughout the day, and I also got a pork floss bun from the Chinese bakery for dinner. So including day 1's visit and food and day 2 as well as day 3, it came up to a total of £78, and this is excluding traveling or any other miscellaneous or shopping that I did. Day 4 was a happy day because I got to go to the Shrek experience that my friends had gifted me for my birthday. I was not able to film the entire experience itself, of course, for copyright reasons, but I filmed a special something for you that you will see in the very next clip. The experience itself, I would say it's more for kids than adults, but if you're a child at heart, then this is for you.
Ogres are like onions. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. You get it? We both have layers.
What is this place, you ask? Well, it's called the Banksy Tunnel or the Graffiti Tunnel. It's one of the longest legal art tunnels in the world. spanning 300 meters long. It contains beautiful, beautiful art from artists, and I got lucky enough to see art in progress, which I sat down and watched for a while before leaving the tunnel. Dating to beyond the 12th century is Borough Market for fresh food and produce. I don't have to reiterate this, but I went to Borough Market for the food, for which I had beef tongue skewers and a Japanese rice bowl, followed by this goodness. If you don't know what this goodness is, it is apple crumble in the Borough Market, which has queues and queues of people waiting to get a taste, and it won't disappoint. It still comes in my dreams sometimes, but I'm not complaining. My heart always melts a little when I think about it. With the market sitting on the Thames, I then also made a quick visit to Tate Art Gallery not too far from here before I noticed all the love locks on the bridges by. The fact quickly striking me that it was my last night in London and I had to do something, I decided to act quick and go buy a lock for myself. And by the time I made it back to the bridge, it was already night with the city lights glowing into the river like coal mines. So, on this day in January pre Valentine's, I left a sign for myself on the Millennium Bridge in London that I love myself. With day 4 having started with the Shrek experience opposite the London Eye, covering the London Bridge, heading on to the Tate Art Gallery, the Graffiti Tunnel, food in the Borough Market, and checking out the Millennium Bridge, and also ending it on a note with leaving a lock on the bridge itself, day 4 ended on a happy note. So our day 4 total,
including food, and especially miscellaneous on this day, including the lock and the Uber ride to the bridge, came up to a sum total of £123, including the previous days.
on day 5, before my departure from London, I decided to visit the Camden Lock Market. Camden Market is an amazing, artsy little place with plenty of food options and independent artists and craft makers that you can purchase from. I personally loved the market because the options were endless when it came to purchasing quirky little things. They had everything from mushroom printed bags, tiny pin badges, to hand painted denim jackets that have been refurbished. So guys, if you're interested, I can also make another video of all my unique finds and purchases from London, and you can drop a comment below talking about what you would like to see or any questions that you have. So I am going to take a few seconds off of this video to give a little outline. This channel is set up by me and this is my first video ever. I will drop a self-introduction video next so you get to know a bit more about me. I am a recent graduate. I want to establish a community or a platform where I talk about lifestyle, ambition, and creativity so we can inspire each other, talk freely, and be virtual besties before world domination. No, no, no. So, with my last meal in London, eating under the dome with birds as company, until next time, London, bye bye. London, you have been amazing to me. You gave me an opportunity to stand in the same land that historians, creators, and innovators have stood. Thank you.